present case, there being no manifest lack of jurisdiction, the Court cannot accede to Germany's request. I will now continue reading the order in English.
That in its order of 26 January 2024, in the case concerning the application of the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide in the Gaza Strip between South Africa and Israel, it noted that the military operation conducted by Israel following the attacks of 7 October 2023 had resulted, and I quote, a large number of deaths and injuries, as well as the massive destruction of homes, the forcible displacement of the vast majority of the population, and extensive damage to civilian infrastructure, end of quote. In addition, the Court remains deeply concerned about the catastrophic living conditions of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, in particular, in view of the prolonged and widespread deprivation of food and other basic necessities to which they have been subjected, as acknowledged by the Court in its order of March 28, 2024, delivered in the same case. The Court further recalls that, pursuant to Common Article 1 of the Geneva Conventions, all states parties are under an obligation to respect and to ensure respect for the conventions in all circumstances. It follows from that provision that every state party to these conventions, whether or not it is a party to a specific conflict, is under an obligation to ensure that the requirements of the instruments in question are complied with. Such an obligation does not derive only from the conventions themselves, but from the general principle of humanitarian law to which the conventions merely give specific expression. With regard to the Genocide Convention, the Court has had the opportunity to observe that the obligation to prevent the commission of the crime of genocide pursuant to Article 1 requires states parties that are aware, or that should normally have been aware, of the serious risk that acts of genocide would have been committed, to employ all means reasonably available to them to prevent genocide as far as possible. Further, state parties are bound by the Genocide Convention not to commit any other acts enumerated in Article 3 of this Convention. Moreover, the Court considers it particularly important to remind all states of their international obligations relating to the transfer of arms to parties to an armed conflict, in order to avoid the risk that such arms might be used to violate the above-mentioned conventions. All these obligations are incumbent upon Germany as a state party to the said conventions in its supply of arms to Israel. The Court reaffirmed that the decision given in the present proceedings in no way prejudges the question of the jurisdiction of the Court to deal with the merits of the case or any questions relating to the admissibility of the application or to the merits themselves. It leaves unaffected the right of the governments of Nicaragua and Germany to submit arguments in respect of those questions. I shall now read out the operative part of the order. For these reasons, the Court, by 15 votes to 1, finds that the circumstances, as they now present themselves to the Court, are not such as to require the exercise of its power under Article 41 of the Statute to indicate provisional measures. In favour, President Salam, Vice President Sebutinde, Judges Tamka, Abraham, Yusuf, Shwe, Bandari, Iwasawa, Nolt, Charlesworth, Brandt, Gomez-Robledo, Cleveland, Oresco, Tladi. Against, Judge Ad hoc Al-Khassaouni. I shall now call on the Registrar to read the operative part of the order in French.
Par ces motifs, la Cour, par 15 voix contre 1, dit que les circonstances telles qu'elles se présentent actuellement à elle ne sont pas de nature à exiger l'exercice de son pouvoir d'indiquer des mesures conservatoires en vertu de l'article 41 du statut pour Monsieur Salam, président, Madame Sebutinde, vice-présidente, Messieurs Tomka Abraham Youssouf, Madame Choué, Messieurs Bandari Iwasawa, Nolte, Madame Charlesworth, Messieurs Brandt, Gomez Robledo, Madame Cleveland, Messieurs Orescu, Tladi, juge. Contre, Monsieur Al-Kashaouneh, juge ad hoc.
The text of the order is available from today in typescript. It will be available shortly on the court website. The printed text will be available in due course. As the court has no further business before it today, I declare the sitting closed.